In this video, I'm going to be discussing England's recent series win by 4-3 against Pakistan in the cricket, and then I'm going to discuss about the World Cup and my thoughts on the potential England team that could face the opening game on the 22nd of October against Afghanistan. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. And let me know your thoughts about England's series win in Pakistan in the comments below, and England's chances in the World Cup this October in Australia. So on to England's series in Pakistan. It was the warm-up before the World Cup, and going into this series I was concerned. It was the first time England were playing Pakistan in 17 years. Pakistan have got a very good team, especially their top order are phenomenal batsmen, and they've got some really good bowlers. So I was worried going into this game, and this series, and England were without Buttler the whole series, no Stokes, no Bairstow, no Jordan, so I was kind of concerned. But overall, England can come up with their heads held high. I mean, there's a lot to discuss, but I'll start with the negatives. Inconsistent. I think England just really inconsistent. That amazing opening series win was fantastic, but then to lose back-to-back games was really frustrating, and England narrowly lost, I think, the fourth and the fifth game as well, and yeah, just really inconsistent, especially with the batsmen as well. The top order batsmen, Hales got off to a really good start, but then struggled to score. Similar with Salt, one very good score, yes, but then again, struggled to consistently hit, the minimum of 30s, but I guess that is just T20 cricket really, so kind of a little bit inconsistent at times, but I mean, that final game was fantastic, and I'll get onto that later. Another big negative, I think, was the fact that England just basically struggled to contain Rizwan and Babar Azam. I mean, there was that stunning second match where Pakistan won by 10 wickets, which was just utterly phenomenal. And Mohammad Rizwan and Babar Azam are two of the best white ball batters in the world. They both happen to be from Pakistan. Pakistan, of course, are going to utilise them by both playing them in the top order. Phenomenal. They're both absolutely world class. But the thing about Pakistan is, once you can get those two out, the rest of the batters aren't particularly strong. I mean, Shah Masood is okay, but really it's Rizwan and Babar Azam. They're both amazing, and I think England really struggled to get them both out. I mean, it was apart from the final game, it was very rare that England would get them both out early on. They'd maybe get one of them out, but generally speaking, both Rizwan and Babar Azam in all the matches scored pretty high. I mean, especially in the second match, like I said. So I think England struggled to contain those batters. I mean, and going forward in the World Cup, if they progress in the later rounds, they're going to have to face these world-class batters and try and get them out early. Otherwise, England will just not be able to chase the total, because England just don't possess proper, consistent, world-class T20 batters, in my opinion. They have young potential players that could be that level of Rizwan and Babar Azam, but not current, proper world-class batters. Maybe aside from Buttler, but his recent form's been inconsistent, and he's been injured. And then finally, I think there's a few question marks about some top-order batsmen. Salt, overall, probably had a good series. Hales, I mean, you can almost go separately with Hales. There was a lot of controversy around him, away from the side after 3 years. In my opinion, I think it was the right time to recall him, and if anything, I'd have recalled him sooner, because you just need to play your best batters, and I think he's kind of learned from his mistakes, and I want the best players to play and see if the rest of the team can get the best out of Hales. But Hales, I'm kind of a bit disappointed with him. Like, going in the series, I thought he'd do more, and overall, he didn't really impress me that much. Not enough to get in my starting 11, in my opinion. And then Milan, I mean, yes, stunning 70 not out in the final game, but that shouldn't overshadow the fact that I think he's had a pretty poor series. He's meant to be one of the best white ball batters in the world, and overall, I don't think he pulled up any trees, really. Often very low scores, just for me, I'm not sure with him. It's just a bit too inconsistent. So negatives aside, I mean, loads of positives for England to take away. First of all, the fact that they only lost 3 matches out of 7 in Pakistan, which I think is really impressive. And in 2 of them, the games were so close. I mean, one of the losses England completely threw away, and the other game was also very close. It was only one match that they got battered, and that was in the second match where Mohammad Rizwan and Babar Azam were just stunning, and Pakistan won by 10 wickets, which is completely ridiculous in white ball cricket. That's utterly insane. But that was the only match England got battered. The other times it was either very close or England comfortably won. So that's a massive positive for this T20 side. And also, England battered Pakistan in the final match. You know, going into that final match, Pakistan typically won the toss, elected to bowl first. You'd thought it'd be close or Pakistan would win, but England comfortably won. I mean, fantastic achievement for England, so that's real big positive to take. Also, I was frustrated about the top order batsmen, but you know, they did well considering they were without Bairstow, Butler the whole time, and Ben Stokes. And I mean, speaking of Butler, of course, he's the new white ball captain. He was away from this series the whole time, and Moeen Ali, I think, really stepped up. And I liked the fact he was appointed vice captain, but he really stepped up as a captain. You know, placed the fielders really well, and his batting was very good. His bowling was solid as well. Like, Moeen Ali's a really important player in this team, and I think he really stepped up as a white ball captain. Sometimes the middle and bottom order can be very frustrating, and you know, the Pakistan middle and bottom order aren't great, but you still got to dispatch them, and England did that really well. And yes, at times they struggled to get Rizwan and Babar Azam out, but once it got to the middle order and bottom order, England, generally speaking, dispatched them really quickly. So that's really big plus for England. And also, in terms of speaking as well with batting going forward, I said earlier that they don't have any real world-class white ball batters in the team, apart from Butler, who's kind of injured and out of form at the moment. But I mean, the young players they have, Harry Brook, Duckett and Salts, all looked really good. Jacks on his debut was fantastic, a great score in his debut, and especially Duckett, you know, to come in as the wicketkeeper was fantastic in that role. But then as a batter, I mean, brilliant. He looks like he's got real potential in this team. And look, he's 27. He's not young in terms of an athlete, but he's young in terms of this team. And as a cricketer, I could see him playing in this England team for many years, hopefully. He looked really good in this series. And then with the bowlers, they were solid. Mark Wood, coming back from injury, was excellent. You know, at times, bowling 95, 96, 97 miles an hour. Adil Rashid, again, just reliable and consistent. Topley was fantastic, especially in that final match. And this is all without Chris Jordan, who's one of England's best white ball bowlers. So the fact that England had, you know, a few of their crucial first team players out, they did really well. So they can really be proud of themselves with this series. And it's a great teaser for England and England fans going into this World Cup in Australia. Now, of course, I'm not sponsored by BBC Sport, and you know, it's kind of embarrassing saying that I'm not, because I've got, you know, no followers. I've barely started like consistently uploading on social media, right? But on the BBC Sport app, they've got a really good feature on the cricket section where you can pick your starting 11 for the World Cup. So this is what I've gone with. So I think the top two should be Salt and Butler. That's if Butler is fit. If Butler's not fit, I'd put in Hales, because even though I wasn't completely convinced by Hales, he's got that kind of X factor and edge about him, so I'd play him. Milan, I would play at number 3. You know, he has won me over in that last match, but he's still not quite consistent enough for me. If I could, I definitely would play Stokes. I absolutely would play Ben Stokes for sure. He's just one of those match winners and maverick players, and yeah, I'd have him in the team for sure. He's just got such a big personality. I'd definitely have Stokes. There was no option on the BBC Sport app for Duckett, which I thought was really strange, because I would play him. I'd either play Stokes or Hales or Duckett. I'd try and fit Duckett somewhere into the team. But yeah, if not Stokes, I'd play Duckett. Then I'd play Brook, because he's just such an up-and-coming young prospect, and I think he did solid in this series. His future is only bright for him. Then definitely Moeen Ali has to play. I'd play Sam Curran. He was very consistent in this series. Chris Jordan, if he's fit, I'd definitely play him. Adil Rashid is very good bowler, very consistent. And then Woods, and then Topley. Chris Woakes, you could fit in there. You know, he's a very good all-rounder, but I kind of back that batting order to an extent, you know, especially in the group stage. Maybe going into the later rounds, I'd have Chris Woakes, because he can be somewhat more reliable with the bat than maybe someone like Stokes in recent form, or maybe perhaps Milan, but Woakes is also a fantastic bowler. So ultimately, for the first game against Afghanistan and Australia, I'd play Salt, Butler, Milan, Stokes, Brooke, Ali, Curran, Jordan, Rashid, Wood and Reece Topley. So that would be my 11. What would your 11 be in the comments below? And let me know what you think of England's chances. Like, how are they going to do in the World Cup this October? So if you enjoyed this video and you enjoy cricket, football or any other sport, let me know in the comments below, and please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching.